You know, when the reports came out a couple of years ago that this former Stanley Cup champion was near death, we thought, hey, what is it? Is it cancer? Is it respiratory problems? Is it an accident? According to published reports, the great Lyle Odelein, one of the better players for Montreal in the 1990s, contracted a severe infection from, of all things, a cactus prick, which eventually almost killed him. He needed a triple transplant eventually, and were it not for the good doctors that worked on him, he'd be literally dead within hours. But he recovered, and he's living to tell the tale. Now, Lyle Odelein, we're going to talk about his hockey career before we get into the amazing recovery he made after that incident. Is the pride of Quill Lake, Saskatchewan, and I always say Quill Lake's one of the better communities in Saskatchewan for producing great athletes. Now, he played a grand total of 16 seasons in NHL and was the first captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, Odelein came to major prominence by playing junior hockey for the Moose Jaw Warriors before being drafted by the Habs in the 7th round, 141st overall in '86. Now, some media reports at the time were saying, who's Lyle Odelein? While a lot of the English media, it was a steal. This easily could have been a top 4th round or 5th round pick. Now, his playing style adapted throughout his career. He was primarily used as a defensive early in his career, as well as an enforcer, but became more of a two-way threat when former Montreal Canadiens coach, Jacques Demers, used him on a power play. Now, his first NHL goal was a highlight reel end-to-end rush against the Blackhawks and goalie Ed Belfour in December 1991. Now, Odelein's great play allowed Montreal's defensive trap style to develop in 92 and 93, and it paid off when the Canadiens won the improbable Cup in 93, winning 10 overtime games. Now, the 94 season marked Odelein's career highlight. He scored 11 goals, including 29 assists for 40 points, was all career highs. He scored 24 of those points in 26 games in February and March of that campaign. As well, he scored a hat-trick against the Blues and goalie Jim Rivnak on March 9, 94. His 5 assists on February 2, 94 against the Whalers tied a single-game record for the Habs defenseman held by all people Doug Harvey, and was also later tied in 2004 by Sheldon Surrey. Now, prior to the 97 season, Odelein was traded by the Canadiens to the New Jersey Devils for Stéphane Richer on August 22, 96. In the 2000 season, his fourth with the Devils, Odelein was traded by the Devils to the Coyotes for Darren Quint in a third-round pick. Now, Odelein's tenure with the Coyotes was short, as he was claimed the expansion draft by the Columbus Blue Jackets on June 23, 2000. He was later named the first captain of the squad, well before the start of the campaign in 2001. Now, during his second season in Columbus, he was traded to the Blackhawks for defenseman Jaroslav Spacek. The following season, he was on the move again when he was traded to the Dallas Stars. After just 3 regular season games and 2 more in the playoffs, he was done in Dallas and found himself without a guaranteed contract offer in the offseason. His next opportunity came from the Florida Panthers, who had offered him a tryout that proved successful and led to a $650,000 one-year contract. For the first and only time in his career, Odelein stayed healthy for the full campaign and played in all 82 games for the Panthers. Panthers GM Rick Dudley expressed interest in retaining Odelein when his contract expired. However, a lockout that erased the 2005 season and a change in regard in Florida that saw Dudley replaced by Mike Keenan spelled the end of Odelein in Florida. Now, his final NHL stint came with the Penguins when he inked a one-year $500,000 deal on September 2, 2005. However, he managed just 27 games before injuring his knee, gaining just a single assist in the campaign, and he eventually retired from professional hockey. Now, Odelein finished his NHL career, although not primarily an enforcer, well known for his fists, with 182 fights and his 2,316 career penalty minutes that placed him 29 all time. Now, he's not the only talented Odelein in the family. His brother Selmar lives in Saskatchewan and had played briefly for the Oilers before skating for Team Canada and moving to Europe. Another brother, Lee, has also played pro in Europe. After retirement, Odelein spent time in his family farm in Saskatchewan and also maintains a home in Pittsburgh. Odelein, again, has 3 children from a previous marriage. Now, the incident, again, there is various published reports, but we're going to talk from the livescience.com site, which talked about it, by Rachel Retner on February 4, 2019. Now, he said Odelein developed this life-threatening infection, which again led to heart valve and other transplants after a spiky cactus pierced his leg. Now, Odelein, who was 50 at the time, had retired from the NHL in 2006 after a nearly two-decade career, was playing golf in Arizona in March 2018 when he walked into the rough to retrieve a ball. Now, according to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, that's when a jumping cactus, or a small segment of cactus that detaches easily when it's touched, lodged into his leg. Odelein's friends needed to use a golf club to pull the cactus from his leg, and about a week later, Odelein was back at his home near Pittsburgh when he began to experience leg pain and flu-like symptoms. A friend took him to the hospital, where doctors found he had a serious blood infection that likely stemmed from the cactus injury. Now, the type of microorganism that caused Odelein's infection was not reported. In 2017, doctors in Phoenix published a study of thorn-associated infections, which found one of the most common causes of infection after thorn injuries was Staphylococcus aureus, a type of bacteria that lives naturally on people's skin. But in rare cases, infections were caused by microorganisms in the environment, such as Nocardia bacteria, which live in water and soil, or Pelloces lichenius, a fungus found in soil. Now, Odelein's condition quickly worsened, and he was needed to be placed in a medically induced coma. The infection had damaged part of Odelein's heart, called the aortic valve, and poor blood flow had caused his kidney and liver to fail. Now, doctors attempted a risky and rarely performed triple transplant of the aortic valve, heart, and kidney in order to save his life. After the case, some people approached me and said, "I can't believe you did it." Dr. Nigok Thai, a transplant surgeon at Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh, who treated Odelein, told the Post-Gazette. A report of Odelein's case was published in the issue of the Journal of Cardiothoracic and Vascular Anesthesia. Now, Odelein did experience a temporary paralysis after surgery and needed to undergo a lengthy rehabilitation program to be able to stand and walk again. His recovery process, again, is ongoing. But Odelein, that friggin' tough, but you imagine just enjoying his retirement? You go in the middle of a cactus patch, it almost kills you. I don't think anybody thought, because Odelein was one of the strongest players mentally and physically that the Habs ever saw, and he was always smiling. So for this to occur to him, again, a very, very talented and well-loved player. But all I know, ladies and gentlemen, I saw Lyle Odelein in his prime, and we couldn't have won the cup without him in 1993. Now, this podcast was a request by our good friend Bo Sheaves. Bo was always talking about different key players that he like, and again, if you want to go on YouTube or go into Google search, talk about the strange medical journey, what we're calling of Lyle Odelein. It's kind of freaky. And don't forget, it only takes one misstep, ladies and gentlemen. And again, on a golf course, it can happen. Thanks for listening. Bye.